What if I told you that before a woman cheats, long before the betrayal, she leaves little signs like breadcrumbs in the forest? The problem is that many men are too blind, madly in love, or too hopeful to even notice. But what if you could spot the signs before your heart is broken? Welcome to the painful reality, supported by female psychology, guarded by stoic insight. Stay with me, because what you're about to learn can save you from emotional disaster. And if you believe your woman would never do that, you might want to buckle up, she just might be starring in this script. Emotional detachment creeps in. In Stoicism, detachment is a virtue, but in relationships, sudden emotional distance is a warning sign. A cheating woman cannot ghost emotionally overnight, it's over time. First, the passionate messages cool down. Then the prolonged conversations turn into robotic responses. The little gestures, like complimenting you or laughing at your jokes, start disappearing. Unexpectedly, her eyes don't glitter when you get into the room, they dodge yours. She is there yet absent, like a ghost tormenting her own relationship. Women are emotionally engaged. When she's cheating, the possibility is that her heart has already left even before her body does, and she will develop emotional detachment to justify her behavior. She cannot face the emotional contradictions, so she begins to retreat. She is just exhausted. It's not the planet Mercury in retrograde. It's detachment with a side of remorse. From a psychological viewpoint, if somebody emotionally withdraws, it's because they're already committed elsewhere, mentally or emotionally. And when personal desires are being satisfied by someone else, the original relationship feels like a burden instead of a bond. But emotional withdrawal is merely the first break in the mask. What transpires when her time becomes a mystery? Let's talk about that. 2. Her schedule gets very complicated. Time reveals realities people try to hide. Unexpectedly, her schedule is packed, late meetings, women's nights she did not used to have, and errands that unexpectedly take hours. You ask her about her day and receive unclear responses like, "It was fine, nothing interesting." The trend changes, but the narrative stays unclear. Psychological research teaches us that cheaters subconsciously seek possibilities while hiding their tracks, and they usually don't lie directly, they just manipulate time and details so you stop asking. You could hear her saying, "I lost track of time," or "My phone died," or "I just needed some space." A stoic guy watches without connection. You don't have to say anything, just watch. As Epictetus once said, the appearances are impressions, not facts, but they usually foreshadow the reality. She went to Target for 4 hours and returned without a single bag. Yeah, sure, perhaps she fought the whole Roman army while choosing out detergents. This is the trick. Cheaters will always create an intriguing narrative with sufficient normality to pass your suspicion filter. 3. Sudden privacy and phone secrets. Once upon a time, her phone was merely a phone. She used to leave it on the sofa, now it's attached to her hand, face down, silent. She smiles at messages you're not allowed to read. She guards it like it carries nuclear codes. You get close to her phone, and she reacts like you just tried to disarm a bomb. According to female psychology, secrets usually signify emotional displacement. She might not even be cheating yet, but emotionally she's nourishing a new relationship and feels the need to protect it. Think about emotional infidelity as a gateway drug. It starts out as harmless communications that develop into digital intimacy, and that's always more dangerous than physical infidelity. 4. Unusual compassion and over-affection. The most confusing sign, she begins to seem perfect. Many more kisses, excessive compliments. She gets very attentive. She plans date evenings and sends romantic texts, but it feels strange, like she is trying to make up for something. Because she is. In remorse psychology, people usually compensate excessively to protect their self-worth. Women particularly deal with dissonance between their behavior and identity, therefore, they try to balance the scale. She tells herself, "If I am being extremely kind, I'm not actually a bad person." Therefore she drowns you with attention, not out of love, but to cover betrayal. Don't be misled by seductive deception disguised as affection. 5. She ends it first or forces you to. Here's the final mask: she will end it before you do. Either she will create an unnecessary reason to leave and accuse you of being the one to blame, or worse, she will give you an option that sounds like, maybe we need to take a break. This is imagination. She wants out but doesn't want to feel like the enemy, so she forces you into terminating it or causes turmoil that makes you retreat. She could engage in pointless fights, destroy the relationship, and manipulate your insecurities, and once you finally hit your limit and take a walk, she gets to act as the victim. It's an emotional strategy: create the break, then blame someone else. Don't beg. A woman who wants to leave has already left emotionally.